Download our app available from the App Store and Play Store. Hello and welcome to Medical Dialogues. I'm Roshni. Let's look at today's daily bulletin. Chief Executive Officer of Serum Institute of India, Adar Poonewala, on Tuesday announced the launch of the first made-in-India human papillomavirus cervivac vaccine for the prevention of cervical cancer. The launch took place in the presence of Home Minister Amit Shah, Adar Poonewala, and the Director of Government Regulatory Affairs at Serum Institute of India, Prakash K. Singh. Cervivac is an outcome of a partnership of DBT and BIRAC with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, supported by Serum Institute of India Private Limited, for the indigenous development of quadrivalent vaccine through its partnership program Grand Challenges India. Observing that the Assam Rural Health Regulatory Authority Act 2004 lacked necessary competence, the Supreme Court on Tuesday set it aside. The concerned state law allowed the diploma holders in medicine and rural health care for treating certain common diseases, perform minor procedures, and prescribe certain drugs. Earlier, back in 2014, the Guwahati High Court had also declared the act to be unconstitutional and ultra-vires, and referring to this, a division bench of Justices B.R. Gawai and B.V. Narathna observed, the Assam Act seeks to regulate such aspects of medical education that are within the exclusive domain of the Parliament and is liable to be set aside on the grounds that the state legislature lacks the necessary competence. These observations were made by the division bench of the Supreme Court while it was considering an appeal by special leave against the Guwahati High Court order, which had dismissed the act, holding that it was ultra-vires, and the Indian Medical Council Act 1956. The future of around 3,000 NEET PG aspirants are uncertain since the Kaloji Narayana Rao University of Health Sciences has extended the internship of MBBS students till August 11. While the last date to apply for NEET PG 2023 examination is 27th of January, the MBBS interns belonging to Osmania, Gandhi, Kakatoya and several private medical colleges have urged the Health Minister T. Harish Rao for ensuring that the NEET PG 2023 exam gets postponed and hundreds of MBBS students in the state do not lose their academic year. The minister has reportedly assured to take up the issue with the union government for protecting the interests of thousands of students in the state. Waist to height ratio independently predicts the risk of developing impaired fasting glucose and type 2 diabetes, says a recent study published in Obesity Research and Clinical Practice. Ning Chen from Capital Medical University in Beijing, China, and his colleagues wrote in their study that the association was partly mediated by systolic blood pressure, lipids, HOMAIR, and other kidney and liver metabolism indicators. Diabetes mellitus is a frequent chronic disease that significantly impacts the cardiovascular system. The leading cause of death among diabetes patients is cardiovascular disease. Diabetes is linked with several major cardiovascular complications including heart failure, coronary artery disease, angina pectoris and myocardial infection, and peripheral artery disease and stroke. Anthropometric measures, that is waist to hip ratio, BMI and waist to height ratio, have been used as predictive factors for incident hypertension. Against the above background, the research team conducted the study to evaluate the relationship between waist to height ratio and the incidence of impaired fasting glucose or type 2 diabetes. The team also explored how lipids, blood pressure, and other kidney and liver metabolism indicators mediate these associations.
In chemotherapy, the aim is timing the delivery of the drug when the body is least vulnerable to the harmful effects of the drug, while the cancer cells are at their most vulnerable. Now, a group of South Korean researchers studied a group of patients suffering from diffuse large B-cell lymphoma or DLBCL. They analyzed 210 patients to investigate whether there is any difference between morning and afternoon treatment. It was found that female patients who received afternoon treatment had 12.5 times reduced mortality rate, while the cancer recurrence after 60 months was decreased by 2.8 times. In addition, chemotherapy side effects such as neutropenia were more common in female patients who received morning treatment. Surprisingly, there was no difference in treatment efficiency depending on the treatment schedule in the case of male patients. Carrying far too much weight, including a midriff bulge from midlife onwards, is linked to a heightened risk of physical frailty in older age, finds research published in the open access journal BMJ Open. The researchers drew on participants in the population-based Tromso study to find out whether general BMI and abdominal waist circumference obesity, separately and jointly, might affect the risk of pre-frailty or frailty. The final analysis included 4,509 people aged 45 or older. By 2015 to 16, 28% of participants were pre-frail, 1% were frail, and 70.5% were strong. In all, nearly 51% of those who were strong and 55% of those categorized as pre-frail were women. Insufficient and disturbed sleep during the teenage years may heighten the subsequent risk of multiple sclerosis or MS, suggests a case-control study published online in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery and Psychiatry. For the study, the researchers drew on a population-based case-control study, the epidemiological investigation of multiple sclerosis or EIMS, comprising 16 to 70-year-old Swedish residents. The researchers focused particularly on sleep patterns during the ages 15 to 19, and the final analysis included 2,075 people with MS and 3,164 without the condition in this age group when recruited to the study. Participants were asked about their sleeping patterns at different ages, that is, length of sleep on work or school days and at weekends or on free days. Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer and the second leading cause of cancer death among American men. Now, researchers have discovered key molecular players that drive prostate cancer to progress into a highly aggressive form of the disease called neuroendocrine prostate cancer that currently has no effective treatment. The finding uncovers new avenues to explore for therapeutics to treat neuroendocrine prostate cancer. To better understand how neuroendocrine prostate cancer develops, Dr. Languino and colleagues looked for biomarkers of the disease. To look for molecules unique to neuroendocrine prostate cancer, the researchers found that AVB3 integrin expression in prostate cancer cells bumped up the expression of a known marker of neuroendocrine prostate cancer and significantly increased the expression of a molecule called nogoreceptor 2 or NGR2. Dr. Languino and her colleagues wanted to find out what this molecule, a neuronal protein, is doing in cancer. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.